everybody. How y'all doing today?
What up, though?
What up?
What up, y'all?
Okay. And welcome on this hot July 4th to Clink.
Hey, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. This is Clink, the recap. So y'all know that we are doing the recap of Love and Marriage Detroit. Okay. Love and Marriage Detroit. Detroit. And we're on episode 2.
Yes.
But before we get into that, we want y'all to go ahead and hit that like button, okay?
Yes.
Hit that like button. It takes nothing. Just hit it. Yes. Okay? And then when you watch us and you're like, okay, I like these chicks. They're pretty good. I like them. Yes. They're entertaining. They're funny. They're giving me all the things. Go ahead and subscribe. You should see the subscribe button on your phones if you're watching on the phone. And if you don't see it, you got to turn it.
Yeah,
rotate it.
Yeah.
And just know that you all can reach us at allthingskamik@gmail.com.
gmail.com.
Yeah, to send us suggestions of shows to watch or just whatever.
Your comments. Tell us what you're thinking. Tell us. We would even like you to ask us for advice. If it's something that's on your mind that you think that you want us to talk about, we will. Mm-hmm. Or something you want us to respond to. We would love to reach out to you, and maybe we could even have you come on the show virtually.
That's right. So, we have a lot of things planned and in store for you all with Clink. And as we get into the upcoming weeks and everything, you'll see what we have planned for you. And you will want to participate, okay?
Because it's going to be exciting and new.
What's that from? Like Love Boat?
Of course.
You know me. Love Boat.
Okay, we will break out in the song.
Yeah, y'all know if you all seen our recap on like P Valley and all the Queens Men, y'all know that at any given moment we will break out in a song.
And also, while we're saying that, also go to our All Things Cam and K and check out our Car Chronicles when we just get together and we just kick it and laugh and talk and have a good time talk.
All right.
Okay, girl, get into it. What you thinking?
Girl. Okay, so y'all look. So we on episode 2, right? Mm-hmm. Did you get the title of that? Because I didn't get the title. Okay, that's cool. so we're on episode 2, and for me, before we get into the specifics with the different couples and what went on, what was the overall theme for you? I know what it was for me for that episode with the couples and that we know so far.
For me, the theme would be keep your mouth shut to the fellas and communicate to the ladies and just tell the truth. It would be just so much simpler in life if we just told the truth instead of assuming that the other person is going to get upset. The truth wins in the end because no matter what, the truth is the truth.
Yeah.
And as much as you try to run from it or try to twist it or whatever, it all comes back to the truth. You should have just said what was going on in the first place.
Facts. For me, the underlying theme was lack of communication.
Big lack with a capital L.
As we will see when we get into these couples, okay? Ooh, girl. Okay, so
let's get into
it. So, we come on, the episode starts where this is our incense, y'all. We have to have an ambiance.
It smells really good. It's a strawberry.
It is.
All right.
Strawberry fields. No, I added the fields part because I wanted to segue into us watching them. They're still on the lavender field.
Okay, you better use your play on words. We smart up in here.
Okay, so we continue from last week again in the lavender field. And the doctor, Dr. Toya,
Anthony's wife.
The problem is because Brandon didn't tell her. Okay, yeah. So I agree with the doctor. So what the doctor was saying, she was saying that
when her and Anthony were talking, she was just saying he should have just
communicated. Okay. And so they're still like bickering and they still, Kobe is still like, what? He should have told her. And I agree.
I agree that he should have told her, but Kobe, it kind of
You think she's starting some stuff?
she had a little tone.
Hmm.
Because sometimes in friendships you can we're you know how we are females, we take on our friends, or we love our friends, we down or whatever.
Yes.
But sometimes you gotta just kind of back up out of it. And I did feel like Kobe was just a little aggressive with the way she was talking to him. And like she was mad. And I'm like, whoa. It made me feel a certain type of way, like, did you used to have a boyfriend that looked like him, or do y'all, is there something going on and we gonna find out later that maybe y'all talked for a minute or something? Because she was like really upset.
Yeah, she was upset. And I don't know, like, of course, again, y'all, it's reality TV. So
Yeah,
they're going to like embellish and do stuff that they probably wouldn't normally do in real life.
No, it's people like her that would try to bust somebody out.
Okay.
And no,
You think? You don't think it's for the cameras? I'm thinking it's for the cameras.
I do think it's for the cameras, but there is a hint in every there's always some truth in everything. And there are people out there that would try to really bust somebody out. And that's not a good look, and that's not a good thing, because you can always find different ways. How would you have handled that if you knew
So, like, say you, like, your guy is the record exec, and he's working with an artist, and I'm the friend. I know this because my husband told me this.
Right.
So are you asking me what I would have said something in front of everybody?
Yes, or would you have called me on the phone and said, hey girl, I'm not trying, whatever, but hey, did you know? And I'm just wanting to let you know.
I would not.
That's a good one.
Yeah, but I wouldn't say anything, because, like, what was warranted before that? It's like if you were to ask me something and I had information, of course, but just to come out with it.
And see, that was my issue. I think.
But she said she thought that she already knew.
But once she said it and she knew that he didn't know, she kept. She was just
very. She
very.
edge it on.
She was just like, well, you don't tell your wife, and I just felt like, come on, sister girl, we don't do that.
Right. And her husband was like,
it's their anniversary. Why are you rubbing it? Yeah. To me, it was kind of like Brandon mentioned, the mean girl. It was kind of like she was being mean towards her and him, but kind of like, y'all don't have y'all stuff together.
I didn't get that. I didn't get that.
Well, me thinking about it just now in this moment, it was I just remember her face and how strongly she just was,
But I do agree with Christina when she, when they were walked off, she and Brandon to talk. She says that she always feels like she knows about Brandon stuff secondhand, and that could be kind of that's not good. I'm your wife. Yeah, I should know first.
But it goes back to what you said about the lack of communication.
Yeah.
These couples really have communication issues, and I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't get Eliana or somebody some type of counseling for them, because they really don't know how to. Everybody's hypersensitive and super emotional. It's like, because like when she was on the call last episode with Brandon, and she was like, oh hey, and da 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 da, and okay, and then he was kind of short with her.
Yeah.
See, they a little different than me, because if you short with me, I'm gonna be like, oh okay, or either I'll just go up there.
Right, girl, pull up. Okay,
that's all I'm saying. I'm not gonna argue and be like, baby, when you coming home, but as a woman, it's a way to do things.
Yeah.
See, sometimes, ladies, you don't have to just pull up. Hey, baby, I thought maybe you were hungry. Let me bring you some food. I was around the corner with the children with some ice cream. Sometimes we have to be a little bit more tactful. And I think back in the day, the women were a lot more tactful and less emotional. Sometimes you got to think things through. But girl, let's move on.
Wait, it's still a little bit something in that scene. It's still a little something. Okay, let me get it because I want your feedback on it. So Anthony said, he's talking to Russell at this point. He said, dog, you shouldn't have said anything. So he feels like he should not have said anything to his wife. So how do you What do you think
I
about
think
that?
that couples do communicate. I think that pillow talk. Couples do talk about other
Oh,
couples.
of course.
But I think that sometimes, I'm just going to be dropping nugget. Couples want to just, in a way, throw shade at other couples and say, oh, honey, did you know, da 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 da, or did you know? And sometimes, just sometimes, you do pillow talk, but then he did say, if he would have told me not to say anything, then I wouldn't have. But I think before you told your wife, you should have said, is this, you should always ask, is this something that I talk to my wife about a lot of different things, So by me talking to her, would it be okay if I mentioned it? Or is this something you don't want me to say? So again, no communication between the bros.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. So the next thing we go to is Russell and Kobe when they're fixing up the house.
First of all, I'm just gonna say this.
First of all, their home is beautiful. What I saw, I was like, okay,
Their home is beautiful, but if we don't do it yourself, can we do something other than putting up a ledge? It looks just so staged, and I didn't understand the little pink stuff. The little maybe it was it just didn't make any sense. So can we please, cousin Carlos, can make it just do something that's more interactive and more believable? I was just kind of like not happiness with that. I'm like, okay, they put up a beam, man. What's gonna go up there? Is it like, I mean, explain for me, oh, we're gonna put pictures here, our wedding photos, or something. It was just like, why are you putting a ledge in the boat? Maybe you'll show us in the upcoming episodes.
Yeah. So
she was. Yeah.
Go ahead. Okay. So Russell told Kobe that she should not have interfered with Christina and Brandon. Yeah. And you agree with him?
Because she was so aggressive with it. And then when she was looking at him, the thing that I didn't like was she was aggressive with him and she was looking at him like, so what you gonna do? It was the whole, like, the head. So like when you're aggressive towards a man, yes, your husband is sitting there, but you're putting him in a position. So I did like the fact that Russell was very calm, cool, and collected.
See, I gotta stop you there.
Wait a minute, I think it's good.
Go ahead.
No, because if not, sometimes women put their men in situations where they're going to throw bows. And if the man said he's trying to be an ordained pastor or whatever he's trying to be, he was thinking things through as things were unfolding instead of him just.
He already went to school. I'm like, oh, where they do that at? And we married. And we didn't talk about this.
Well, I don't see why she got a problem with it when
she don't have a problem with him because she said it.
I know
she don't have a problem with him.
She don't want that.
She wants the communication. Like, hey, I'm passionate about this. I'm thinking about this.
But at first, she was like, "Well, my father and I lived through that, and I don't want
that." Brought back some trauma because we know about them PKs.
Yeah.
A lot of them do go through. They do go through. But I felt her. I'm like, yes. I'm like, you're supposed to communicate with me. You can't just up and do. We're one. So again, you can't. You're not by yourself.
Yes, lack of communication.
Yeah.
And him saying that he wanted to do the gym. I don't think it's a good idea, Russell, for the gym. We have 1,000,001 gyms in Detroit. If you don't already have a following, or if you're not already a personal trainer with a whole lot of people who are willing to sign on before you get the gym so you can ensure your cash flow, I don't think it's a good idea.
Mm-hmm. And I didn't like the fact that, because, I hate this, when she was, being passionate, because I'm a passionate person too when I speak. Mm-hmm. And he was like, you're yelling, bring down the tone. I can't stand that. Oh, I cannot stand that. Because I feel like, it's like when somebody say, when you're talking to someone and they're like, calm down. Like, I am calm.
Right. It's kind of like,
I didn't like that at all. She didn't either.
I think they have triggers that they haven't.
They do.
Worked out with their communication or their love language. I understood what he was trying to do, but it wasn't coming across.
That's like the child.
The right way. No. It was the way he said it. He should have said. But I was reading an article actually that said, when you're communicating with someone or talking to someone and they don't want to talk about something, don't force them to talk about it. Give them at least 60 minutes to kind of process, because when we feel threatened, and you can feel threatened even when you're communicating, you either have a fight or flight. And so either you're going to walk away from the situation and maybe not want to talk about it at the time, or you're going to argue. So sometimes it's just better for everybody to kind of like cool off and just give it a break.
Yeah.
And I think
But
they
you know,
wasn't
this
giving
is
each other a break.
reality TV,
Yeah,
so
so
they
it's
want
kind
all
of
the drama.
all the
They want
drama.
all the drama.
Lots of it, content, lots of drama.
What would you want to go to next? We do have the next thing was Dr. Toya and Anthony.
Dr. Toya and Anthony, I kind of have, it's like, okay, you guys are a little further in the game, 14 years, kids.
Yeah, they are.
I'm quite sure you've been through ups, downs, highs, lows. I just feel like they should be in, but every relationship is different. And I'm quite sure some things will get peeled back on the onion later on. But it's just something with him that he feels like he has to prove himself to her. Sometimes I think when men are with highly educated women, and if she's the breadwinner, men feel a certain type of way. So he's really trying to fight, and Anthony's trying to fight for your girl and trying to prove himself to be. But I think overall he's a good husband. He's just trying to figure it out, how to be her knight in shining armor, and I don't think he's quite figured that out yet.
He hasn't. And again, like with them, they have lack of communication as well. I'm like, dang, every couple struggling with lack of communication.
Yeah. I just wish that at some point with all of this, I'm just going to get biblical. I can't help it. It's who I am. The Bible says that the older people are supposed to talk to the younger people. I just wish in some of these, in this series, that they would have an older couple who is solid and maybe has been through something. I'm just saying
that's like real life stuff. This is because you have to come at it. This is entertainment.
It is,
it's
but
reality
you can still,
TV,
but
so
let us start having some entertainment with some healing, because if art imitates life and life imitates art, that could really help somebody. And sometimes it's not about you just making the money.
Sometimes, not sometimes, but Carlos, he does one thing I like about him, because I do watch his other shows, Love and Marriage DC. Y'all get on that if you're not watching it, okay? But I like how he does have in Huntsville, Love and Marriage Huntsville, the first one, in DC, he does provide like and show the people getting counseling. So I really do like that, Carlos.
Okay, well, I
like
have not seen that, Carlos. And you may very well be my cousin, but I'll find that out later because I'm related to some kings. But I just feel like Anthony and they should be a little further along. But every relationship is different. Every marriage is different. And at least they're still fighting for their marriage and not divorced at this point.
They are. And I misspoke last week. The name of the wine that they own is called Opulence.
Opulence.
Opulence. And I like that.
I like the name.
So
it sounds really sexy.
Okay, y'all. So next, they at the club. Woo! They are at the club.
And we, Brandon, if you don't grow some kahunas and just tell the damn truth, because at this point, I just think you a flat out liar. And your boys are sitting there like, why are you? You know that the girl is sensitive. You know her feelings.
You know your wife. You know your wife. You know y'all just talked about this ish. They just talked.
Yes, and if you love somebody, you tell them the truth, even if it's gonna hurt them, even if it makes them uncomfortable. But at the end of the day, they will respect the fact that you told them the truth. But I've heard men say that women can't accept the truth.
We can't. You know what? Men, No, we've all heard that. So men, you watching. It is true. Some women, they say, "Oh, I want the truth," but when they get it, the men are like, "Okay, I didn't want to tell you because you acting this way." But anyway, women give us the benefit to act a certain way. Yes. Give us that choice. That's what we want. That choice.
It's not what you say,
how you say it.
Yeah. So if you come at her with the condescending tone that she's already going to be wrong, and that little thing that you do because you keep bringing in the past into the present, then she's not going to receive it well, and you're going to get that thing back. So let's just work on how you present it as well.
Yep.
So
Brandon is at the club
with his lying ass. I had to say it, girl, because He was getting on my nerves. I'm like, but Brandon, you lie so good it just roll off your tongue. You ain't even pause and think about it. You just, where you at? Having dinner.
Right, come on.
Just tell that girl the truth.
So he's at the club with his friend Bravo and Pastor Russell. I put Pastor Russell in my notes. And Pastor Russell shows up with Anthony, and Russell apologizes to Brandon for saying that, he apologized for telling Kobe what he told him in confidence.
Yeah, he did.
So he did apologize. So while they were doing that,
this is
guess who calls? His
wifey.
Wifey calls.
Christina calls and she's like,
and she said, "Oh, you must be, I got it right. You must be watching some booty shaking."
Okay, I gotta say this girl, about this scene too.
Go ahead, girl.
We had like 3 people in the club. Carlos, we gotta do better, because I was just like, why did he call his cousin to be in the scene and they just bending over? It looked so scripted to me. I was just like, come on now.
I mean, it's scripted. It's unscripted, scripted.
Yeah, but anyway, I'm sorry. That's just the filmmaker in me. I just would have done it differently. But you making the bread, so let me maybe take notes. But yeah, and it was booty shaking. But girl, you ain't had nothing to worry about with that booty. Trust me.
But the thing is, but he lied again. He had the opportunity at that point to tell the truth.
Yeah,
he lied again.
So Brandon, you're looking like a liar. And they said if you lie, you'll cheat. And if you cheat, you'll steal. Oh,
but they were there because they said
they were trying to
do a upcoming
showcase on Brandon's artist that she still hasn't met yet.
And then Brandon, we know a little bit more about the emotional affair that he had with his last artist, because he told the guys, he went into that, and
how he was sharing with her, and he was complaining to her about his wife, which men
girl, what he said he dogged her out. He dogged out his wife to this other chick. He don't do that.
So the only reason you're gonna do that is if you were trying to get in with the other chick. So let's just keep it real.
So, and that's when people get in trouble. We just take a little side journey here. So people get in trouble when they open up about their relationship to someone of the opposite sex. Anytime you do that, I don't care if it's your friend, whatever. Don't talk about my stuff.
If she's single or whatever.
Exactly. Because it's going to be like an emotional connection. So, you talking about your stuff and I'm talking about my stuff. I've been there, done that. So I know of what I speak. Okay.
Yeah, so you just have to talk to your mate. It's okay. And if you got kids, take the time, go somewhere, do something, pour into the person that you took vows to before God.
Yeah.
That's what you need to do. And then stop making excuses as to why you're not doing it. Take your butt to counseling.
Yeah.
But like you were saying, so
anything else with that scene you want to address?
Just stop the violence.
You said stop the violence.
Stop the lies.
Oh, stop the lies.
You don't have
tell
to.
Me lies. Tell me sweet little lies.
Tell me.
Tell me
lies.
Okay.
Tell me.
Oh, to the 80s for a minute.
Tell me lies.
Okay, I got it.
Okay,
no.
I had to get that note. Shirley Smith would be upset with me if I didn't get that note right. So what's the next scene?
It is Kobe and Christina. So Christina tells Kobe about the phone call with Brandon, and Kobe confides in Christina about the communication issues with Russell. What?
I just have one thing to say. Don't ask my neighbor. It's just a vicious circle because you everybody talking to everybody but who they need to talk to. Nobody else can tell you how your mate feels or how the person feels that you're talking to. Not their mama, not their cousin, and nobody but them. And even sometimes when they can't communicate and they lie like Brandon be lying. So it's just a messed up situation. So we just have to really pray,
girl,
and ask for discernment. And if you're in a situation, ask the Lord to open up the eyes of your understanding so you can see what's really going on, and He will show you.
He will. Mm-hmm.
That's all I can say.
What do you think about that scene before we go to the last scene? What do you think about the scene where Brandon was telling Christina that he think Kobe is jacking her style? It's like copying her.
She's younger. She very well may be. If he's paying attention to her Instagram page, they're both influencers. Come on, there's only so much stuff you can influence. There's only so many categories. You're both beautiful Black women, so you're gonna have a lot of similarities. You got your sorority sisters, so I mean, how far can it?
Right, they are. Yeah,
I mean, so they're similar, like them and the millions of other people who are in the influencer business. You know, it's only so many braided hairstyles, so many weaves you can get.
But I didn't like the fact that, because it's no secret, he don't really care for Kobe.
Well, he's not going to care for Kobe because she busted him out.
She busted him out,
and how aggressive she is, and he doesn't want her to influence.
Yeah, but I don't like how, because what I got from that scene was, I'm like, oh, he's trying to put a wedge.
Yeah,
he is trying to put a wedge between these two friends. Oh, you know she copying you. You know she doing this. You know she doing that. And I love her response. I love her response. She was like, she's like my little sister, you know, and she's been in the game, and she's like a mentor.
That's what little sisters do.
That's what they do.
But we all, regardless if we do it on purpose or not, we all copy each other. Mm-hmm. It's just something, you know. I might, like Kate, she has this really cute necklace. I said, oh, I got to get me one of those. Am I copying her? Yes, because I like the necklace, so I want one with a C on it. Right. But does that mean that I am envious of her? No.
Right.
I just like her style. That's one of the things that draws us as sister girls. We like each other and compliment different things about each other. So that's a girl thing, and you won't ever understand it, Brandon. Exactly. So, and if you don't have sisters, you need to go sit down. And if you do have sisters, maybe you should take notes, and they can teach you how not to lie.
Oh.
I'm just saying.
Okay. And then so now we go to like that last scene at House of Vin, which is, I'm so glad that they showcased that, because it is a Black owned wine bar in downtown Detroit. Yes. Somebody I went to church with at my old church when we were downtown, that's her friend who owns it, and she used to like leave the church and used to go help her out with the brunch. So I was like, okay, cool. House of Vin, and they had the sommelier there, and they had
we love the Black owned. We think it's very wonderful for us to be supporting our people, and to do it on such a massive scale.
Yes. So everybody was there minus Russell and Kobe at the House of Pure Vin, and Anthony talking about all this stuff, and then he dry snitched.
Snitches get stitches.
He dry snitched about Brandon, about taking him, about being in the club.
Like, are you sure, Anthony, that you were born and raised in the D? Because that's rule number 1. Snitches get stitches, and whether you meant to do it or not. I mean, what happened to having a guard over your mouth? Let me tell you, I can know everybody's business and shut up. And then people will be like, oh, I thought you didn't know. I'll be like,
and take it to my grave.
And I'll be like, hark the herald. No, I didn't know.
Hark the herald? Okay.
I'm just saying, because if somebody is confiding in you, you don't betray that, and you keep your mouth shut.
But my thing is, he was going on and on and on and on about Russell.
He was going in on Russell.
He was going in on Russell. We all saw that, but then he turned around and dry snitched.
Yeah.
And then so Christina was like, what? You was at the club. Okay, that was another lie again. And so, you know, they get into it. And then her friend that was with her, she was getting into it with Anthony. And he went off on her. He was like, Christina, you better, don't be bringing, I don't know what the exact term is.
Like, you're now in the realm of bosses. Right. And you're not you can't be bringing anything, you know, like the peons up here with us, because she's not on our level. She need to stay wherever you. I thought the friend was out of order.
Oh, you thought she was out of pocket?
I did because you don't know that man. You
Yeah,
don't know
yeah, that's
anything
true.
about him. You come into, they allowed you to come. I'm not. I'm not gonna cause friction. If you invite me somewhere and somebody says something to me or something I don't like, I'm gonna be quiet. I will talk about it after and say, so what? Da, 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 if it meant anything to me, because sometimes it's not even worth the argument. But she didn't have anything to do with it, and she didn't really know what they were talking about, so she was a little out of pocket.
She was.
I was like, where you come from? What's your name? What? They didn't even introduce you. I mean, come on.
She was out of pocket for that, but she was saying some stuff. Cause you see Anthony's wife, Dr. Toya, she didn't even say nothing. She was just like,
well, he's a man, but I understood what
because
Anthony,
me, I would have, like, if somebody was coming for my husband or coming for my longtime partner, you know, but like, hold it now,
right?
You know, I would say something.
Come on,
right?
You know,
you know
that part. But he was arguing with her like he was a woman, and I think more than anything that she was embarrassed because you're going back and forth with
she was
a female, and so she's like. She probably was. It was like double dutch. She was like, should I jump in?" But he wouldn't let her get a word in edgewise. She didn't even. She made one little facial expression like she was about to say something, and he did it. I was like, "Well, shit, well, you gonna be? Well, check her then, boo. Well, it ain't nothing for me to say because you're not allowing me to do that." But I probably would have been quiet too because he was going back and forth, and I just was like, Anthony, the whole little elitist thing is a little.
And
it's
you know
really
what?
weak.
And because I have here on my notes that Christina is a little insecure because her husband is constantly lying.
Yeah.
So when somebody's constantly lying to you, you're going to feel a little insecure.
Yeah.
You are. And it's like, can I even believe what you're saying to me right now?
Right. And nobody wants to feel like their whole lives are built on a lie. And it can just be a little lie. Little lies turn into big lies and big lies turn into bigger lies. So I definitely get it. But I think that Christina is very sensitive anyway.
She is. I think she wears her heart on her sleeve, her emotions.
She does. She's very you could just tell what she about to say. Her little eyes be like, no. You know, but when you are with a person that has a tender heart, don't take it for granted.
Yeah.
Treat them like they have the tender heart that they have. You coddle it, not with lies, but with
right. That part.
Yeah.
So, you know, like in all these reality shows, somebody is like trying to play like the villain role. I think we're only 2 episodes in. I'm like, I'm watching. I'm like, is Anthony trying to be the villain? Is he trying to get that role? Because a lot of times, like on these reality shows, like the villains, they get the airtime and all that kind of stuff.
He's trying to be the antagonist, but I need for him to. Your face don't even say antagonist.
Like a little teddy bear.
Your face just say, "Give me a hug." And if you're trying to work out the issues that you had as a child when you got teased or bullied or whatever, don't do that because he just it doesn't even seem it doesn't. It's like me when I used to try to cuss when I wasn't a cusser. It would be like, "Stop it! You don't even sound right. Stop." And that's what I get from Anthony. I think if I were to choose a villain, it would probably be Russell. If I was typecasting, because Russell looked like he got a little gangster.
Oh, he just going off by looks.
He just the way he handles himself. He's kind of quiet, kind of laid back. He's the more he just seems like he's just more, like grounded.
So that making the villain?
No, I'm just saying if I would have, going off of looks out of all 3 of them.
Yeah,
because Brandon looked like
right. He don't. Well, from what we're seeing, he doesn't
allude like
what he looks like.
Toughness. Yeah. Not that you have to look a certain way to be tough or whatever, but Anthony's just so nice. He just seems like he's just a really nice person, and there's nothing wrong with that. But don't argue with women because it makes you look bad.
And again, I know this is like it's entertainment, understand because I'm watching this from an entertainment perspective, not like
Yeah.
a real life,
Right.
Because it is entertainment at the end of the day.
It
Because
is.
this is the scripted.
So we're entertained.
Yeah, yeah, and very entertained. And then like the upcoming scenes, like with Brandon and Christina, they don't know if they want to get married, stay married or whatever.
Yeah, they were alluding to a lot, so it drew you in. Dum, 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 dum.
And I'm like,
What's
Carlos
happening?
always getting these couples who's like on the brink. I guess it makes for good TV.
I think that most couples are always on the brink because married couples, it's just that they are willing to share their stuff with the world, but being married is not easy. So I commend all three of you. Hope you guys stay married, and we are looking forward to seeing more episodes of Love and Marriage
Detroit. So you guys again, click that like button, click that
Like it.
subscribe button, and just be on the alert. Okay, and we have so this drops every Tuesday now. Because we said Monday, was like no, but we're gonna do it on Tuesday for
Tuesday.
Reality TV Tuesday. Okay, so that's what we're gonna drop it on Tuesdays, and then Thursdays we drop our Clink sipping chats. So you'll be able to see that on Thursday. So and we have some great topics that we already did.
See what we're doing is the 2 and 2, Tuesday and Thursday.
Mhm.
Yes, the 2 days of the week that start with a T.
Yeah.
Great thinking.
So thank you for tuning in. Thank you for joining us. And let us know in the comments again, what was your favorite part of this episode
Yes.
and why?
Yes,
Okay.
we would
Let us know that.
love to hear from you. So until next time, boys and girls.
Thank you for tuning into Clink.
You heard that, didn't you? Let's do it one more time. Okay. Bye.
Bye, y'all.